Hey, hi, this is Manjuna Chandraya. Today's session will be learning how to use VLOOKUP with if function. We try to collaborate two functions, get a result. So I have a small data, employee ID, division, sales unit, and the amount. So we are trying here for these employees, if they met the target of 50 units, person who has sold around 50 and above would meet the target. So those people's sales amount we needed here. Why we needed a sales amount here? Because to calculate the bonus. For bonus, how they're doing it is sales amount. So you may sold 500 units of units, but 500 units would be your 10,000 your sales amount. So 10,000 person of sales, you gets only 2,000 rupees as bonus. Similarly, 20% of bonus. 50,000, you'll get 10,000 as your bonus. So we need to calculate the bonus for these people. To calculate, we need to get the sales amount. To get sales amount based on the number of units they are sold. That should be 50 and above. That is the target. So we need to check how we can do that. We can use using a if and VLOOKUP function. Start with if function. Open bracket. Okay. So first we need to find how you going to do it. I'll just try using a VLOOKUP. I'll show you. Then we'll use the both the functions. VLOOKUP, open bracket, lookup value is the employee ID, right? So I'll click on this insert lookup value function box. Lookup is we are looking this employee G2 under G2, that is 001. Table area is nothing but table. Table means under employee ID we are trying to look it in this table, right? So you selected the employee ID here and you should always start in the table area, start from the employee ID itself. You have a number of columns. If you are selecting employee ID to match, you should start with the employee ID. So anyway, the first column is the employee ID. So I'm going to select the entire range. What we are trying to check is the units, right? Because here units target is 50. We need to see the employee 001 whether he has reached sold around 50 and above. So obviously here we can see it is 120 units are sold. So he has already met the target. To check them, you can use this table till C column. Okay, A to C. Column index is nothing but the which column you are trying to match to get the result. So obviously result is in C column, right? We need to get the units to match the target. So column C index is how much, which column number we need to give it. So first column is we started from the A to C, right? You can see A to C. A to C is nothing but column A, B, C. First column, second column, third column. So when you put 3 here, automatically you can see it is popping up your default 120 units. So range lookup is not nothing but what you are trying to match it for exact match or the near to that match. So we need to get the exact result. So we need to put it as 0 or you can type it as false here. Okay, you can put 0, you'll get the exact match. So once you put this, click OK. Now you can see I will drag this formula down. So we know that, see now this is 50 target, he has reached 120 and he has reached 50 here 0 and these 4 people have reached around 50 target, right? But I got the units here, but I need to get the sales amount, right? So how you want to do this? So we have already put the units here. What I'll do, I'll double click this formula. Before we look up, use if function. If open bracket, the logical test. Logical test, if you click here, it is selected the entire VLOOKUP, that is units 120. If this 120, if I escape, I'll do escape again. See now 120 here, right? If you double click, if this logical text, if you click on this entire range is greater than or equal to H2. This 120 is greater than or equal to H2, then we are meeting the target. That is the logical test. This is the logical test. So if you put a comma here, so now it goes to true. If this value is true, means H2 is 120 and the target is 50. So obviously we are meeting the target. So when you meet the target, the true value would be, what should be true value? What we are trying to look? We are looking for the sales amount, right? Sales amount we needed here. So for that, what we can do, again you can put a VLOOKUP, open bracket, lookup value is employee ID, what we are trying to do, this will pull the sales amount here. Same thing, go select to D column till D, because sales amount is in the column D. So I've selected the entire column, comma, which column the sales amount is 1, 2, 3, fourth column. So I'm going to add 4 here, comma, we need to get the exact amount 0, close the bracket, hit enter. So if I hit enter, I'll get an error or you get a false. So it says click yes. So now you got your sales amount. So here it shows the false because we are not given the last stage. See, if you see here, this is logical test. This much is logical test, which has been grayed out. If you click the value true, it will take the VLOOKUP grade, and true value is there. What is the false? If it is not matching, so what you can do before this VLOOKUP, just give a comma and say double quote. If you are trying to use a text, try to use double quote. Say not met, or target not met, target not met. Select the double quote, because it's a text column, you need to start with double quote, end with a double quote, and hit enter. So why it is asking, because here VLOOKUP, we need to close the bracket here, hit enter. Now you see, now it has taken not met target, because the target is here E003 is 0. You're not sold anything, obviously is not met target here. So now we need to find the bonus here. We got the sales amount based on these people. To get the bonus amount is, this filler is 24,000. So obviously he falls on this category. This fellow falls on 10,000, he falls on 2,000 category. 17,000 less than 20,000, so he falls under 2,000 only. 40,000, you get the 8,000 as his bonus. To get that, what we can do, use again VLOOKUP function, open bracket, lookup value. So just click on this fx argument box. It will be much better to understand. I'll select the sales amount, okay, because based on sales amount only, right, we are getting the bonus. So I selected this table area. Obviously this is the table area we are trying to match. So I selected the sales amount. I'll start from the sales amount range to column B. So L to M. Obviously column index is nothing but which value you are trying to retrieve is the bonus column. Bonus column is 1 and 2. Second column, because you need not to count from here. The table you have, where the table you started, L and M, right? If you start from L is one column, 1, M is the second column. So obviously we need the sales bonus value, that is second column. Now the range lookup. Here we can't get the exact match because 24,000, it is not here. It's a range. 20,000 to 30,000 is a range for 4,000 rupees bonus. So instead of putting 0 for exact match, I'll put it as 1 true. 1 is nothing but it will match to the nearest value. Anything near to 24,000 is 20,000. Obviously, it will pick 4,000 as the value. See, now if you see, already it takes 4,000 here, because 24,000 and 20,000, which is near to that. 10,000 is a little far, right? 30,000 little far. 20,000 is near to 24,000. So obviously it picks 4,000 your bonus amount. Drag this formula down. Now you can see 17,000. 17,000 takes 10,000 because it falls under this range, not the 20 and above. So obviously 40,000, you got your 8,000 as your bonus. Let's say, let me add one more employee, that is E01313. So obviously target is 50. So he is also getting for 28,000. See, he has how many units here? 13. 13 has 140 units. So obviously it's meeting target. He has the sales of 28,000. So obviously it's picking 28,000 here. So 28,000 falls under this slab only because it is not 30,000 above, less than 20,000. So obviously it picks this first in first out. So it case this bonus for him is 4,000. See how we used if and the VLOOKUP function. In VLOOKUP, one is exact match. For bonus we use the true value, that is true, we putting as 1 year. So we are able to get the bonus value all in a one shot using VLOOKUP and simple VLOOKUP and if function. I hope this session was helpful. Do let me know for any other function. I'll try to create a video on it. Thank you for your time. Happy learning.